Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the PvP challenges fights with the new level limit break of V3 Doflamingo. So they decided to super evolve V3 Doflamingo, and they decided to put him behind a paywall. They did the classic VV Rebecca on a random banner situation, and I feel like they're trying to do this to try and catch up with Super Evolutions, but I just don't think that this is the right way to go about it. Honestly, the V3 Doflamingo and the VV Rebecca V2 Super Evolutions are very lackluster. They're incredibly mid, and I just don't really know what they're thinking with these types of characters, and then putting them behind a paywall that you have to summon for, and we won't see the skulls until May. So it doesn't make any sense, or it's June or July, I think, for Doflamingo. It doesn't make any sense to me, especially with these crappy-ass legends. If you throw like an Anniversary or a Super Sugo behind a paywall, and then completely change the character, just like they did with the Waifu 6+, or the Luffy 6+, I can kind of understand the logic, because you've technically created a whole new character, and then you're going to be giving that character to people later down the line anyway. It makes it more enticing to do that, but when you just throw these dog shit characters at us, it makes no damn sense at all. But the silver lining to them doing this ridiculous move is that the non-Super Evolution, or the non-Super Evolve version, gets a level limit break, because all Super Evolutions get level limit breaks. And they have to level limit break the unevolved copy too. And honestly, in this particular situation, I really think that the regular Doflamingo over in the PvP spectrum is 1,000 times better than the 6+ Doflamingo. The 6+ Doflamingo realistically only really works on strength teams. Like, it really wants you to just throw him on a strength team, where the regular Doflamingo, the 6-star, he works on the driven team. And the driven team just kind of needed that extra hitter to just slide in on the team and then let the bench go crazy. So that's exactly what we've done. I don't have the Pikqchu, so we're going to be using the Sanjuan Wolf with just that stereotypically disgusting driven powerhouse-based build. We have Big Mom Katakuri, Kato King, we have Bizarro on the bench, Sanjuan Wolf in the front. We're still running Blackbeard, and then we've got Doffy in the front. We have the 5 driven characters, the 5 powerhouse characters for both for Blackbeard, Bizarro, and Sanjuan Wolf. And with this addition to the team, we actually have a little bit more damage output, which is what this team was actually missing. The strength Luffy on the bench is probably still just better. Honestly, you could just run Bizarro in the front and then run Luffy on the bench. But what I did find with this particular build was that you were either relying on a character to die, which is very hard to do because the team is very, very bulky, or just relying on sort of the back end of the fight going your way. But what Doflamingo brings with his level limit break is if you're above 40% HP with his special, he actually targets one character for 2 times attack that bypasses defense. On top of that, he does a whole bunch of damage to everyone. He lowers attack, which is really, really nice as well. And then his passive just buffs driven characters compared to buffing strength, as I mentioned. So he can definitely work on the front lines here. Obviously, with level limit break, you need him to be level 100, 150, but the character's been out for so long. He's one of the very first superclass units to come out, and the character's been out for so long now that I don't know about you guys, but I've pulled this Doflamingo like a bazillion times. So a lot of people will have this guy at level 150. That damage output that he's doing, especially through defense, will be hitting ridiculously hard, and he can definitely find a way into the front lines and just being an extra hitter to sort of shake up some teams. Now, taking on this Weevil fight here, we're taking on the Big Four. The new driven powerhouse fight is just fucking disgusting. Now, it's so damn gross, but I did just sort of throw in the mirror match just because I managed to get it done on actually my first run, so I thought I would include it in the video. But I think that just sort of hard replaces the driven Dex powerhouse from the Pell fight. So the Doflamingo is obviously going to flourish really, really well there, and the 6+ especially is going to flourish over there. But I figured let's take on the big bopping fights. Now, Kato King still doing what they do, smashing damage there. Kato King, absolutely monstrous damage. But Doffy, unfortunately, just got mollywopped in this particular fight because it's quick, and a lot of these quick characters are nerfing strength, which obviously Doffy is. Big downside to Doffy is that he is strength. And when you have quick characters, unfortunately, that's just the way of the land. It's not actually a downside to Doflamingo, like, it's just the way that PvP works, and fortunately, you're going to come up against those matchups every now and again, but still manage to get the chocolates because the bench is so damn strong. Doffy's just a very interesting character altogether. Like, I don't know if like I said, if he's going to be the go-to character on this front line, but Driven Jeff definitely needed more buffs, and obviously with Pikqchu, this Doflamingo does give level 3 CD reduction to his crew. He does level 5 speed, HP, and attack as well, and then he lowers the enemy's something by level 5. I can't exactly remember what it was. But he also gives cooldown reduction to himself, which is great, +3. And then he gives it to any of his crew members. So it's like Pika, Sugar, Diamante, Senior Pink, all those types of characters he'll give level 3 cooldowns to. And I actually really like this ability. I like that they do this. It's going to create a little bit more synergy when you are doing your team building in PvP. And it's going to make other characters just a little bit more viable if they sort of just need that extra level 3 CD reduction, where Doffy's just kind of not there for that reason. It's just like a little cherry on top. And obviously this was just purely made for the new Pika that's come out. So that's realistically why they've done it. But the other downside to that is that there just is no other characters that Doffy kind of works with, or no other characters that Doflamingo can sort of help out. But as you guys saw there, that was Doffy's special. He does a bunch of damage and then 2 times damage to bypass defense. He smacked Fuji and Fuji Green Bull there, and they have a 30% reduction to strength characters, and they got smacked for 8k or 8.9k. So massive damage output Doflamingo can bink. He obviously does need to be above that 40% threshold. He also lowers attack on everyone too, which is actually pretty handy because a lot of characters hit fairly hard, and it can be a little bit problematic. So this fight actually was going so well, and I think we end up clutching it just with Big Mom. I actually wanted to keep this in. I was going to rerun it because I just think we got really bad RNG with the Roger Religuan super special, but I really want to include it because, like, Big Mom Katakuri, man. Big Mom Katakuri are just an absolute demon. Like, they hold it down. The 2 characters that I didn't want to die there were Kuma and Pizarro, but unfortunately, Kuma and Pizarro died, so bit of a problem. So it is what it is. But I think the main upside to Doflamingo in the front lines is that it allows us to actually lose a character fairly quickly. Have Pizarro come in when things are already a bit shaky, a bit jumbled. Very easy to then lose another character, and then have S-Hawk and Kuma come in. S-Hawk and Kuma don't really buff this entire team, but they're both powerhouse and driven in their own respective rights. So they actually work quite well as late game options because they're coming in, they're still getting buffed by everyone, they're doing a lot of damage, they're buffing themselves, and they can sort of just clutch out games just like that. So overall, I don't think Doflamingo is like disgustingly strong or incredibly valuable. You have him with Pika, he's probably going to shine a little bit nicer because he's just helping Pika reach that potential. Pika's doing half stat shenanigans, giving shields and doing all that fun stuff. Not that Pika's like super essential for the team, because Sanjuan Wolf is sort of just like a great little like slide in instead. I think Pika's nerfing abilities is just a little bit stronger. Obviously his half stats are really good because you are losing something like Pizarro from the team. Big Mom Katakuri obviously half stats as well, but just getting more half stats for Kaido and King and a shield for Kaido King actually helps out so much, as what I've seen from that challenge fight. So we are taking on that driven challenge fight now. I just thought I'd dive in with a bit of a mirror match situation. Again, I'm using Sanjuan Wolf. They're using Pizarro. Pika. That's it. Like that's what you want to see. Like that damage right there from Doffy was actually incredible. Like really nice damage output, lowering attack there too. So he's just a really good unit to just throw in the front, just to get a little bit of damage off early. Obviously late game, you're not really going to want him coming in too much, especially late game, because he'll like most likely be below that 40% threshold. Especially with HP cutting units and stuff like that. But if you get him to pop off early, there's a good chance that he's going to kill some units, especially before the enemy has a chance to sort of build up some buffs and stuff like that. So Big Mom Katakuri here, going to throw out the super special. This Big Mom Katakuri special is like, it's Roger Religaban levels of good, and it's a huge problem for this particular fight, because once they do pop this off, and the upside to the Pika unit over Sanjuan Wolf is there's no clash with this counter ability. Once she does pop off that like target ability and stuff, you'll just see how much damage output that we cop here. Like, oh, okay, it's fine, kid. I didn't want to see it. Sanjuan Wolf's gonna take how much damage? I didn't see it because of fucking kid killer, you bastards. You just take a lot of damage, man. Like a lot of damage indeed. So Big One Katakuri is just going to sort of chip away at our team. So there you can see Kaido King died there. Now we have our own Big One Katakuri to pop off, so we're going to be absolutely fine now. But let me know what you guys think of the level of break of Doffy in the comment section below. Overall, like I said, I don't think he's a bad character. I don't think he's like game breaker or anything like that. But he's just a really nice addition for Driven, a nice buff that Driven definitely needs. And you partner him up alongside with the Driven buffs that Peak is giving. Driven obviously are now in a position where they are chatting to be like a top 2 team. They're already top 3, but like, well, Driven powerhouse, I guess. But they're definitely in the conversation of those top 3 echelons teams with stuff like Freak Spirit and the shooter-based team. But like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. While you're down there, but like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. when we kill Big Mom Katakuri sometime today. Here we go. Thanks, Kuma. Let's... Jesus. Kuma. Let's try this again. Let's... There we go.